my husband came down with a croup.
Wow.
I never knew anyone who had the croup. We have ear, nose, and throat. We don't have croup.
Right.
Well, here you go, oh, you know, like it is like a really frightening.
Yeah.
God, that came out of his chest, you know.
Where'd that come from?
And so they said, well, you know, I explained this, and I'm all in frantic because this guy never got sick, you know. And so he said, well, he has the croup. Oh. And said, well,
what do I do?
What do I do? Exactly. This person who knew it all, what do I do, you know? And she said, well, you know what to do. And I said, no, I don't. And he said, yes, you do. And said, you do the same as for pneumonia. Oh, I knew pneumonia.
I got that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it said, you put a mustard plaster on.
There you go.
Well, I had a new baby, a very sick husband, hadn't had any sleep in 24 hours. Yes, I know what to do. So I made the mustard plaster, and he was a mean patient. He wouldn't go, he wouldn't lay down. When he finally crashed, then I was after him, you know. So I put the mustard plaster on, and I sat by his bed and I watched, and 15 minutes he went right sound asleep.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, whoa, this is so cool.
I did it.
And I, you know, I was relaxed for the first time in a couple of days. So I went downstairs, made myself a cup of tea, and checked the baby, and put my feet up, and I'm like, yeah. So about an hour later, the phone rings, and it's my grandmother, and she's going, how long did you have to leave it?
Leave what?
And I said, just a minute, I'll call you right back. And I raced upstairs and I pulled the covers back. He's still sound asleep.
Yeah.
And I peeled the mustard plaster off, took the first layer of skin right with it.
Oh.
All the hair off his chest too. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going, oh my God, look what I've done. So I took the mustard plaster, went downstairs, I got the aloe vera, put it all over his chest, and he's just sleeping away, you know. Then I realized the power of this stuff is always to be taken seriously. And
it's real medicine.
It's real medicine every time. It's powerful stuff. And you need to have a vested interest in order to do it well.
That's right.
And in order to make a really good herbalist, you need to practice on the ones that you love. You know what their reactions are, you know. But I had 50 ladies.
There it is.
And they were ladies, dynamic, wonderful ladies, over the last 41 years.
Wow.
And the last one has been gone for about 12.
Yeah. Wow.
And all that knowledge that I listened to year in and year out, and I helped them. And when that is one of the stories that compounded the very epitome of what it is that I do, is that you never ever back off. Once you are working with a person, you don't back off until it's really done. That when the symptoms are relieved, you still remain vigilant. But over the 41 years that I have practiced, all these nice little stories, and the fact that my husband slept for 24 hours and when he woke up he was scratching his chest. But see, he was too sick to get up, so I was putting the aloe vera on and rubbing him down, whatever. By the time he finally got up around and shaved, he's going right to my chest. And I'm going, I think the hair just must have fell right off.
Imagine that.
But he never did grow any hair on his chest.
See? Well, someone
but
like
he
that.
never had another case of croup. I think he was scared that
I ain't messing with that again. No.
He never had another case of croup. That cured him. He never had it again.
That's good.
So maybe it was a good thing. I wouldn't advise doing it again, but it was a good thing that time. And so for these sorts of things happen over and over, and all of the women, my grandmothers, great aunts, and all four corners of my family.
So explain that to me. Do the heritage thing about you know, one was from England and
we have the lords and ladies of London, England, and they were the king's farmers. They just dress better, you know. And, of course, you have the Stinky Feet soap, because it's a well-known fact that lords and ladies don't have stinky feet.
No.
Now,
even though they wore leather shoes,
this is true. And you also had the laundry stick, because they dress better than normal farmers, but they still got into grease, blood, and grass stain just like the rest of us.
Same way.
So that's my mother's father's people.
Okay.
And then my mother's people were English, and then we had Irish and Indian on the other side.
That's so cool.
So the gift to gab, and to have a really winning personality, you know, and whatever is bred right into me. I can't help it. Yeah. It's just something that's there.
You can't. That's what I love about you too. That's one of the things.
So anyway, the fact is that all parts of my heritage, as I've come up, I started learning this stuff because it's what was done to me.
Sure. To make you healthy.
And to make me healthy, and to keep me alive.
Sure.
And because I had every childhood disease within the first 9 years.
You were a textbook case.
I was pretty much so, yeah. And so I got to listen to a lot of stories about things that were happening in the other family, the other parts of the family tree, and listening to what was done. And as I grew up, I had a fascination for this. I couldn't not pay attention to it. It was
calling you.
Sort of like a burning need or whatever to find out. Yeah. And if there was something wrong with you, I didn't let up until I found what to use for that. Yeah. And what I found is in Aroostook County, Maine, we have one of the finest herbal apothecaries anywhere in the world.
Very rich.
Very rich, very diverse. But it's also true that the people that live here really don't know a whole lot about it.
No.
And nature holds us in the palm of her hand. We don't live on top of it looking down when we'd like to. We actually are part of what is here. And we still have our wild, diverse areas in every corner of this county, and indeed most of the state of Maine.